Hello everyone, it's Aislinn here. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. This is going to be a weekend for the 24 Hours of Cross Stitch stitch group run by Jen Lee. I will post a link in the description box below. I am actually filming this the night before because I'm doing this a little differently than I've done my other marathons. If you have seen any of my other videos, I do these 24 hours of cross stitch quite regularly, and I think it was a couple years ago now, I actually did a randomized version of it where I had a set number of projects, and then I would assign a number to each of those projects and then would randomly roll a dice to decide which projects I'm working on. So for this one, I have chosen 20 works in progress that I have on the go. These are all different sizes. Some are full coverage, some are dimensions kits, some are small, some are big, a couple of them are gigantic. And basically the plan is to roll the d20, whatever number it lands on. So like, oh, that didn't work. Hang on, let me get that. Try it again. So like I would roll it. Okay, that landed on a 6. So I would go over to my list over here. I would find number 6, and that's the project I would work on for 2 hours. And yeah, and then I would roll again, and then that's the project I would work on. So I could potentially work on a project longer than 2 hours, depending how often I roll that number, or I might only touch a project once. Some of these I'm not going to touch at all, just because I have a list of 20, and at 2 hours a piece I would only touch 12, and I'm adding an added difficulty because I really have a new start bug. But I don't want to like actually commit to a new start. I gave myself another little side game of every 4 hours. I would roll this d6, and even numbers would allow me a new start. Odd numbers would mean no new start, and I have to roll that d20 to work on one of those projects. So I could potentially have new starts. I could potentially have no new starts. I have a separate list of the new starts that I would like to start next, so I'm not just grabbing a random new start. Like if I roll for a new start, I would go to the first one on the list. The second time I roll a new start, I would go to like the second one on the list, that kind of thing. So yeah, this could get a little chaotic. This could get a little insane. It could also potentially be very boring. Kind of all just depends on the dice, quite literally. So yeah, that is the plan. And I am probably going to aim for a straight marathon again. I don't know. I'm keeping myself open to it. I usually am team sleep, which means that I stitch as much as I can over Friday, Saturday, Sunday until I hit 24 hours. But I have done straight before, and it's brutal, but yeah. So anyway, I don't know if I'm gonna be team awake all night or team sleep yet. I guess I will let my body decide that for me. But yeah, so that is basically the plans for the weekend. I do have to work on Friday, so I will be starting this when I'm off of work, and I will be vlogging it and bringing you along for the ride. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next clip, and that's it for now. Okay, we're about 10 to 11 on Friday night, and my 24 hours of cross stitch is about to start now. So there we go. And do a roll. that is number 7. So number 7 is a dimensions kit that is called Indian Peacock. So I will go grab that and I will show our starting point and I'll be right back. Okay, this is Indian Peacock by Dimensions. Here is what the pattern will hopefully look like when it's done. And here is where I'm starting. A little hard to see because of the color, but there is some baby blue in there, and that is what I'll be continuing on with for now. See you guys in a couple hours where I will show you my progress and choose my next project. Okay, so we are 1:30. I have now been stitching for 2 hours. I did not start at 11 as planned. By the time I got my puppies and that settled, it was like 11:30. So I just started at 11:30. Anyway, here is where I got to. Now, I did have to restitch all this lighter blue because I realized I actually had the wrong color down. It's supposed to be a blend, and I only had the baby blue, and it should have been a mix of baby blue and pale turquoise. So all this lighter color I had to frog out. It took me like a good half hour, put it all back in, and then move on. So yeah, that kind of sucked when I found that out. I was hoping to get more done on this, but the 2 hours is up. It's time to roll the dice again, and let's see if we're continuing with this or moving on to another project. Hello, 1. Which is, oh, that's actually one of my stamped kits. Okay, cool. I will go grab that. Okay, so this is actually a silk kit. It is a scene of Chinese mountains. And right now I'm working on like this orangey color in the sun here. Silk is a major pain in the ass to work with. But I did actually recently purchase to help me work on this kit and make my stitching go a little faster. Some wax that I can use to like wax these so they're not all like that, because it makes it hell to try and thread the needle. So yeah, hopefully that will work and I'll actually get more progress done on this. But here is our starting point, and I will see you in 2 hours, which will actually be the time to roll to see if I do a new start or not. So that should be exciting. And I will be back and see you in a couple hours. Okay, so we're 3:30, 4 hours out of 24 done. I did not get as much done on this one as I hoped I would, mostly because I did have to stop for a meal, yeah, that was basically it. So I probably only stitched about an hour and a half on this than like the full 2 hours. And silk in general takes a really long time to stitch because it takes a little bit more work to make sure that your stitches lay flat, that they don't knot up, that kind of thing. So basically I finished the sun and a few little confetti stitches kind of around it, and I am down here working on this gray thread, which is this yellow color. Yeah, but I'm still going strong. I'm still on the track to actually do this as a 24-hour straight and not need to sleep. We'll see what the next few hours brings. But that is that one done. So, camera over. It is hour 4, which means I get to roll for a new start and see if I am doing a new start. So, just a reminder, even numbers mean new start, Odd numbers mean no new start, and it's this die here. And it's a 3, that is an odd number, so it's no new start. Which means I now get to roll this one to see which of my whips I'm working on. And of course it went up there. Hang on. Try and not move the dice too much. It is number 19, which is, oh, this is actually another stamped kit. So I will go grab that one and I will be right back. Okay, so this is the stamped kit. When it is done, it will hopefully look like that picture there, but I am working through this large yellow section. So yeah, that's what I'm going to be working on for the next 2 hours. All right, I will see you guys in the next clip. Okay, we are 5:30. This is where we ended up over the last couple of hours. And I am ready to roll the next dice. I am finding it a little harder to focus, so I might pause my timer, go have a bit of a nap, and then come back. I haven't decided yet, but I'm going to go ahead and choose the next project and then see how things go over the next 2 hours. So, move that aside, and the dice just does not want to stay in. That looks like 16. 16 is Well of My Desire. This is actually a Heaven and Earth Designs, and I'm doing it on 10th stitch. So that might actually go pretty quickly for progress. Let's go find out. I will go grab this project. Okay, here we are, all hooped up. I am actually going to go take a bit of a break, give my eyes a rest, take a chance to stretch, and get some energy back. And then I will start the 2 hours on this when I come back. But this is where we are starting, and I will see you in the next clip. All right, this is 2 hours done now for a total of 8 hours out of the marathon done. We are, excuse me, we are about 10 o'clock. So I actually did take the full 2 hours this morning. I think I will tack that on to the end of the marathon, or maybe catch that up tomorrow. I haven't quite decided yet, but I am certainly feeling a heck of a lot better, and have a total other wind again, and think I can actually make it all the way through. So yeah, this is where we ended up. It was a lot of confetti stitching, so it's a little hard to really see it, but believe me, there is like 400 stitches in there. All right, so because we are another 4 hours into the marathon, it is time to roll this dice again, see if I am doing a new start or if I am rolling for one of these whips. So let's do that. Odd again, so no new start. All right, let's see about these whips. Okay, 11. 11 is Flute Fairy, so that is, all right, I know where that one is. I'm gonna go grab it. Okay, so this is where we're starting, and this is what she will look like when done. Very small picture, can't really see it, but get the idea. That's why I call her Flute Fairy. All right, I am going to get stitching, and I will be back in a couple hours. And here is where we ended up after a couple of hours. This is now 10 hours of 24 complete. It is just a little afternoon now, so I am actually going to take a break, go have some lunch, and then jump into the next project, which we will choose right now. me just move the camera here. I think I'd be better organized by now. Freaking hour 10. And that is project 7. And, oh, it looks like I'm going back to the Indian peacock. All right, I'm going to go grab that project. I'm not going to show you the starting point because I already have a clip of that. I will just be back in a couple of hours when I have got some work done on her. And yeah, see you in the next clip. And we are now at hour 12 of the marathon. We are halfway through already. And this is where I got to over the last couple of hours. Yeah, so finally starting to see a little bit of the wing feathers coming out there. But it is 12 hours, which means it's been 4 hours since I last rolled for my new start dice. So we're going to go ahead and do that and see if I end up with a new start or if I'm continuing on with a work in progress. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. And that is a 2. That's a 2. Oh, that's an even number. I get a new start. Okay, I am going to go grab the first on my new start list and I will show you where we're starting. Okay, I thought I had a picture printed out of this, but I apparently do not. But this is the first on my list for my new starts. This is Checkmate by Ruth Thompson to Heaven and Earth Designs. And yeah, so this is the one that we're going to be working on for the next couple of hours. And then I will be back with a progress. I am stitching this on 25 count, so this will be another 10th stitch project. So there should be quite a bit done because 10th stitch, unless it's very confetti heavy, goes pretty quick. So yeah, I will see you guys in the next clip with an update, and that's it for now. And here we are. It's been 2 hours. Here is where I ended up. This is just a little over 300 stitches. So yeah, it's not, of course, going to look like much now because this is a very big pattern with very tiny details. But yeah, so there we go. I am happy with that. That is the last time we will see that this marathon, because it's no longer going to be a new start. And I'm not going to add it to the works in progress list because I don't want to go over 20, and to add it I'd have to remove something, which I don't want to do. So we're going to roll now for the next project, and then I am probably going to take a bit of a stretching break, maybe get myself a snack and some caffeine because I'm feeling a little tired, and we'll go from there. All right, so I'm not very good at rolling dice on camera. Hang on. I don't know if that worked. Did that work? I think it did. All right, so there it is. It's actually going to be the number 6 because if I turn this upside right, you can see the dot there. That means 6. Ooh, 6 is Home in the Mountains. I have it labeled a Rivendell on here because that's what I remember it as. But okay, I'm going to go grab that one and we'll see our starting point. Okay, so here is a picture of the project and what it will look like. I am working in the center on this project, which is so confetti heavy. So I don't know in 2 hours how much work is actually going to show up on the fabric, because there are a lot of 1, 2, 3, 10 sort of color stitches in, or colors, like, you know, in like a box. So yeah, it's very, very confetti in where I'm working. Not as bad as it's going to be up through here when I get there, but yeah. So anyway, here is where we are starting. I do find this yellow, it actually shows up really good on camera. It does not show up this good in person. It's almost in person the exact same color as the fabric. So it makes it a little harder to stitch, but it's a color I have to do. So that is the color I am going to continue on with for the next couple of hours, and then we'll roll again. All right, see you next clip. Hey everyone, it's Aislinn here. So I'm jumping in on a quick non-stitchy update. I have made a decision on what I'm going to do with the prolonged break I took this morning. I have decided that this marathon is still ending at 11:30 tonight. I really wanted to see how the day went before I made that decision on if I would push it into Sunday or, you know, whatever. And the day actually went a lot better than expected. I didn't need to take nearly as many breaks as I thought I was going to have to take. My energy levels are really good. I don't see myself needing a longer break again. And when I take all of that into consideration, the longer break I took in the morning pretty much exactly equals out to the breaks I did not take this afternoon, and I don't plan to take this evening. Especially now that, you know, I've had some dinner and don't really need to take any more breaks. That might be subject to change depending on how the evening goes, especially depending on, you know, energy levels or strain levels and that. But for now, we have 6 hours left. It's just about 5:30. So I am going to still end this at 11:30. So after Rivendell, I am going to roll for works in progress 2 more times, and then roll for a new start 1 more time. So there'll be 3 rolls left, and then the marathon will be over. And yeah, this has been fun. I don't want to do 24 hours again. I am getting so tired and so over-caffeinated to try and stay awake, which is why I said I'll see how the evening goes, but this is the plan for now going forward, subject to change, of course. And I'm going to stop rambling. I'm going to get back into finishing off Rivendell here, and then I can get into the next roll and find out what we're doing for the 6 to 8. I can't math now. All right, I'm out of here. I'm going to go stitch this last half hour, and then we'll do a roll. And I'll see you guys in the next clip. Okay, here we go. Here's where we ended up after a couple of hours. There was a bit more frogging in here, so I had to take some stitches out, put some stitches in. But overall, yeah, looking good. I am now going to roll for the next project, so just bear with me a moment here. Okay, here we go. That is project, hang on, 10. Project 10 is, ooh, Dark Queen of the Seas. Can't remember where I put that one. Thought I had them all out, but I don't see it here. I will go grab that, and I will be right back. Okay, here we go. Here is our starting point. I can't really show the pattern for this one because I don't have an image for it. This was a pattern that was released as a monthly stitch along last year, so I have the pieces individually, but I don't have like the complete picture. But basically it is a dark mermaid. So yeah, that is what I'm working on. This area here is going to, these are her hips, and then I'm going to be working up into the body. And here is the beginning of her hand and arm, and then her arm goes up. So yeah, that is where she is starting, and I will be back in a couple hours with a update of where I got to. Okay, well, it's 7:30. There is now 4 hours left to the readathon, and this is where we got with Dark Queen of the Sea. So primarily working through pink, trying to work up her body, and now I am going to roll. This one because this will be the deciding factor if for the next 2 hours I'm on a new start or if I am rolling for one of these whips. So we're going to do this, and I'm going to try and give it a good roll this time, and there we go. And it is a even, so it is another new start. Okay, I am going to go grab the next one on my list, and I will be right back. Okay, I once again don't have a picture printed out. Until I get a new printer, I won't have a lot of pictures printed out for projects. But this is Fire Opal. It's a Heaven and Earth Designs artwork by Chris Ortega. He was the same artist that did Well of My Desire, which I was working on earlier in the marathon. So yeah, like most of my Hades, I will be starting her in the upper left-hand corner, and I will be back in a couple of hours to show you progress. And here is where I got to for Fire Opal. There's now only 2 hours left to this marathon, and boy am I starting to feel it even worse. About the last half hour I really struggled with getting these stitches in. I had to keep reminding myself to put the needle in the right hole. So yeah, that should make the last 2 hours quite interesting. So I'm gonna roll for that now. And let's see what our last project is for the for this whole thing. And you know what? I'm gonna actually. Sorry, camera is not wanting to stay straight, so hopefully I don't drop it. Let's do this. Number 5. That is a stamped cross stitch. Number 5 is a stamped cross stitch of a piano. That actually is really good luck, because if I had to count, I don't know if I could do that without mistakes right now. Oh, it's been an evening. Okay, I'm not going to carry on too long here. I am going to go grab that one, and I will be right back. Okay, here we go. Here is our starting point. This is a stamped cross stitch of something that with any luck will look like that when it's all done. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to get a smaller hoop out. This is one of my smaller pieces, and get that on here, and then I can start stitching and finally end this marathon. I had forgotten why I don't do 24 hours straight, and I'm remembering it now. So, but we're almost at the end. We're in the home stretch. All right, I am going to go, and I will see you guys in the next clip. Okay, we are 11:30. I have now been up for 24 hours. I have stitched as much as possible in that time. So yeah, this wraps up this 24-hour marathon. This is where I got to with this one. Basically filling in a bunch of this confetti in here and starting to work a bit down in here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. I am going to go to bed now. And then this video should be up in a few days when I get it edited. So yeah, alright, well, see you in the next video. Bye.